And now I would like to welcome Krupali ma'am, who's the National ICT Awardee 2017, and she is also a teacher with Uttam School for Children, Gujarat. Thank you, Krupali ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Karthik sir and Ashit sir, for giving me an opportunity to share an experimental AI with today's audience over here. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Shall I go ahead with my slides?
Yes, ma'am. Are you able to see share the screen?
Yeah, now I'm able to do
Oh,
it.
perfect.
I hope my slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Fine. Very good afternoon to all of you over here. As my profile sir has said, it's National ICT Awardee, but beyond National ICT Awardee, I'm a teacher to computer science, teaching computers. So this particular session will be from a teacher towards a teacher, as I always mention in all of my training sessions as a resource person. I have been a resource person and MIE master trainer, Microsoft Innovative Educator expert for ICT tools. Here I have experimented something with AI to make the classes more interesting for our students, to make it more experimental, in fact, I must say. So probably let's see today what are we going to learn and how we have to interpret AI into our own classrooms. The first thing is the word itself, artificial intelligence, gives us a glimpse of what actually we mean to talk about the kind of intelligence. And if you will just interpret in an English way, we say that artificial intelligence, ऐसी intelligence तो एकदम artificial है या फिर एक replica of what human being think, plan, learn, the reasoning skills, the problem solving skills, the perception, the knowledge representation, motion, and manipulation. So, these are some of the key skills, key points, which we may say that nowadays machines can be trained over on this. We can ask, we have to train the machine or the models on planning, researching. Maybe at times we feed the data in such a way into that particular machine so that the machine is able to respond to a particular logical problem or maybe a reasoning statement. So let's move ahead and see how we can do this. So there are four steps basically involved in a machine learning model. That is, you need to get a correct data. It's we have already seen in most of the documentaries and the movies that when the data goes wrong to a machine like robot 2.0 and all, we have seen this, that when the data input is incorrect to a machine, the outcome expected would be something different. So we need to make sure that what kind of data we are going to do, whether the data we are going to share with the machine when we are training the machine is accurate in terms of shape, size, color, and whatever is expected. Even now when we are training a model with the help of a camera, we need to make sure that the lightings around it, the light system arrangement is such a way that the correct color is taken inside the machine as an input. So first is get a data, clean, prepare, and manipulate data. Clean, prepare, and manipulate is what I was just now talking about. We need not to just, like if I'm showing some pictures to my training model about the animals, but we need to make sure that the shape of the animal, the color of the animal which we are showing, or maybe the model or a picture which we have taken is very neat and clean. It should not be that there is a group animal pic and out of that we are showing some animal. Then the machine may get confused, and while you're training your model, the model may incorrectly produce the information. So that are the steps: get data, clean, prepare, and manipulate data. Third step is to train your model. Fourth is to test the data yourself, whether the data which you fed is giving 100% confidence, it's confused between the data which is given, and you can finally improve on that data model. And once the data or the complete set is ready, you can just download your model. And as I was seeing how it could be embedded with Python programming, you are already seeing that. So your self-created training models could be imported into Python programming. So this is how we can, at least allow our students to create their own imagination on what can they do on this machine learning, not only keeping it theoretical till the textbook. So training these deep learning networks can take a very long time, vast amount of data to be invested and iterated. Yes, the data iteration is very much necessary. Machine learning is where the computer system learns how to perform a task rather than being programmed how to do so. So these are two different concepts. We say programming is equally important, but before programming we require to train the model, and that data model trained, exported, could be taken into the programming, and the combination of both will make marvelous innovations in terms of Maybe it could be an educational app, maybe it could be an app which may suffice real world problem solving. So let's move very quickly to the next. So let's see some cool experiments which you could use with your students. Right now we are on a virtual medium, so very easy to implement it. So first thing, I think you might be knowing few of them. The first one is quickdraw.withgoogle.com. QuickDraw is an application wherein some doodling is done, and thousands of such doodled framework is being fed to the machine, and that machine will help you. So I'll very quickly go with QuickDraw. Along with this, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what we are doing, not only with the slides, but let's write here simply quickdraw.withgoogle.com. When you write that quickdraw.withgoogle.com and press enter, and if you don't know the URL, you can just go to Google and just search for Quick Draw, and the URL will be there on your screen. So the simple step is I'll just have to click on Let's draw a fence in under 20 seconds. So I have to draw a fence in 20 seconds. So this is how I'm integrating art with AI. Click on Got It. I'm trying to draw an image of fence. Let's see my model.
I see line.
Let's,
or river. Or diving board.
Okay, so now when
I
I'm
know.
making something
It's
like
fence.
a fence, now next is flashlight. Let's see how we can make a flashlight.
I see marker. Or string bean. I see spoon.
Ma'am, you need to share your screen again because we can't see the other screen.
Flashlight.
Okay, sorry. I think it's not visible.
No, because you shared screen now. You have to share the whole window.
I think I shared the whole window. I'll do it again. So basically what we are supposed to do is, I'm sorry. I think I shared the PowerPoint presentation. So I'll go along with the share screen option now. Fine. So I was talking about this quick draw, the first option which is there on my screen. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to Google again. Let's go back to the experiment area again. Here in Google Chrome, I typed quickdraw.withgoogle.com, enter over there. Once you will enter, a very simple step, click on Let's Draw, nothing else. Now it is asking me to draw a house in under 20 seconds. So with the timer limit, I just need to see. So for example, a child assumes that a house is a rectangle
or square.
and it is
Or
something
suitcase.
like that. So now
I know. It's house.
it's a house. Now next say eye. So eye, the child in an art class should know the eye shape
I
is
see
something
rainbow.
like.
Or bread.
Now it is
Or
saying
mouth.
it's a bread. And
Oh,
now
I
when I
know.
make this,
It's eye.
it's eye. Now it is asking me to draw a shark. So here you can integrate.
I see banana.
I make
Or fish.
fish. Right now it is saying a fish. So what can I do to make it a shark?
I'm stumped.
Give it teeth, fins.
I have no clue what you're drawing.
It is not getting it. So this is how you know. No, it's not happening.
I have no clue what you're drawing.
So it could not guess it.
Sorry,
so once the 6 drawings are over, you can see now it wants an eraser. So I can just make an eraser. I don't know how they interpreted eraser. Yeah, it's an eraser now.
It's eraser.
What is trombone? I think some musical
I see garden hose. Or trumpet. Or fish.
No. So suppose let's make it wrong.
I see megaphone.
You can even erase it. Go to the next one.
Or canoe.
I went to the next one and it was this time the last one is giraffe. So this is the way a child, a drawing teacher can, I know it's a long neck. We need to show a long neck.
Or saxophone.
And I think something.
I see swan. Or parrot.
No, it's seeing
or
a parrot.
Seahorse.
Oh God.
Or horse.
Seahorse.
It's showing a dragon. And here you can see how it comes out with 3 of your doodles. You know, it's very interesting for the children. They will learn the basic shapes, the patterns of the animals. They will draw, they will experiment, and, you know, they'll come near to it. So here it is our drawings which are here. And here it is the data from where we can see 50 million such drawings which are being taken with Quick Draw the data. So let's see how it is being. Now you can see here, we can select a particular, this many drawings are already fed to the machine. And I was trying for a giraffe, I would have drawn this for a giraffe. So the child will understand what are the parameters. You can see the kind of giraffes. There are more than 122,396 drawings made by real people on this platform, and you can see this. So it's basically, first step is to collect the data from various mindsets, getting into a database, creating a data set, feeding up such applications, and then only your data set model works. So this was one of the example. I hope this is very interesting for younger kids, like starting from class 8th. We can try this art with AI. And let's talk about the another example. This is also very interesting. This is basically, it's a musical orchestra, which is artificial orchestra. So I'll just show you how it works. So the app which I'm talking about here is semiconductor.withgoogle.com. So we very much, I have two more interesting things to go for it. Semiconductor.with. It is again a simple, no other permissions required. Once you go to semiconductor.withgoogle.com and press enter over there, your AI orchestra starts. Click on start button. And now here I need to read the instructions. I have to move my arms. The faster I go, the faster the beat will be. Click on next. I have to move up and down to play louder and softer. Click on next. Move from side to side. Suppose I'm moving my this hand, from left hand side beats below, and if right hand side. So this is what we need to take care. So now it is predicting, this particular model is checking for me over here. Like it will be, we are in treble. Okay, so that means they were not able to catch my image because my camera is on in Zoom. So I'll preferably come to the meeting controls, and I will just turn off my video from the meeting control and start again the semiconductor app. So now it will be able to see my camera. So let's go, let's see. So as you can see, this app has a head where my head should fit, and even the hands, whatever data I'm going to give to this particular, if I just scroll in a little bit in, my head won't be coming in the status. So I'll have to go down, I'll have to put my hand here. So now once it detects the right motion, it's like this or like this. You need to particularly give the motion, the hands motion. If you can see, what am I doing?
Yes, we can see, ma'am.
So now it has picked up what would be my position while playing this. So that's I think I have not shared with the sound. I'll like to prefer, just give me a second. I'll stop sharing and I'll share with the system sound, so that this sound, the beautiful sound which gets generated, you people will be able to see. So yeah, share computer sound, and there I go again with my shared screen, and we are back to the screen. I hope this is visible, and hopefully this time it will be audible also. So I'm going with my hands are moving up. I'm moving my right hand, but probably as the Zoom camera is off, I will have to use my camera over here. Let me turn it on. Okay, I've just turned it on, but probably then maybe, okay, it's not working in the app. Fine. So let's
But
do
we
it.
can hear you, ma'am. We can hear it, ma'am. Music. Yeah, you can play.
With my hand up. So it's the tempo. So it's very interesting for the children also. No, they are like just like musician. They are playing this artificial orchestra. So this type of tool, see the help over here. It will show you the help how you can go. There are tiny of audio files recorded on TensorFlow blog from where this data set is working out. So I'm just moving up and down my hand, and the beautiful music flows. If I move my left hand over there, left side. So I'll just close this one. I'll come back to the screen. So this was one of the beautiful integration of AI with music. The first we learned what's AI with art. The second example you can showcase is AI with music. The third one we are going for lob.ai. For lob.ai, you simply need to first download the application in your lob.ai. That is what we are in. This is an application by Microsoft which gives you again a training model You can train your app to identify plants, animals. So I'm not getting into depth of this. The first thing is we need to download this app. As you can see, it can identify plants, it can identify numbers, gestures, it can even identify the position, whether you're resting, taking crunch. So you want to make a model for yoga, you can do it. It's for feeling emotions, laugh, smile, cry, all such of emotions, the colors. So this is an app which will help you to do this. If time will permit, I'll get back to this app. I've already downloaded on by clicking on this download. I've already downloaded the app is here. We will get back to it. I'll just cover the fourth one first because that's very interesting. Teachable machine. Teachablemachine.withgoogle.com. That's the fourth area which we're going to cover, and I'm going to show you live demonstration on how we are going to work on Teachable Machine. So let's get back to Teachable Machine, and I'll simply write here teachablemachine.withgoogle.com and press enter. Once we've entered Teachable Machine, there is no requirement for any login, anything. You can train your model free, and there is nothing to pay to this website. Just click on get started, and this is again you can use as a p5.json file and use it in your programming as a model, imported model. So you can see there are three types of projects which we can create. One is image project, the second one is audio project, and the third one is pose project. So right now what I'm going to create in front of you is an image project. So, Karthik sir, so far, if any queries before we continue with this image, because this is a total training of model, I'm going to show them in this particular area. So, if you have any queries so far on
I
how.
think so far so good. It's very interesting the way you integrated art and AI. So everybody's enjoying. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So now quickly going off and turning off my camera from the communication, Zoom communication, and moving towards the image project. So all of you can see my screen. I've just went to teachablemachine.withgoogle.com and clicked on the image project. Now here we have to allow permissions for webcam. If you don't allow permissions, it may not click picture. So first let us create a very small application which talks about animals. So suppose I want to train my model to show what is how does a lion look like. And then secondly, I'm going to take again where I made a drawing mistake, the same animal giraffe I'm going to take here, and I'll start my camera there and the webcam. As soon as I start my camera, there is an option to record this for 6 seconds. I can go to settings. I can hold it only to record as much I want, save the settings, and you can see here my lion image is totally inside it. I'll need to make sure that I feed the data properly. So my image should be in front of the camera. I'll need to hold to record this button, and you can see. For a perfect data set, you need to make sure that you are giving minimum 100 samples so that it can understand. Plus one more thing, if I want to, I am not comfortable with holding and clicking. So I can go to settings, keep this hold to record off. You can give the duration that I want to hold it. I want to record till 3 seconds, and I'm going to move this image. So you can do so. I'm doing the same. So now if I click for the next 3 seconds, whatever push I'll give for this line, it will switch. So I'll just move out of my screen. I'll click on record 3 seconds, and I'm going to move my line with all the ways to have a perfect data model recording, and it's done. So you can see my first sample for lion. There are 153 image samples where this lion is particularly recorded. Now moving towards the next step, you can see all these different types of images. But here it was when I kept it on a timer, I was able to rotate it. Otherwise you'll not be able to rotate it. So this is done. Now let's quickly go down and train for the next animal, that is giraffe. So this time, instead of taking I'm using another image, but this image again I need to make sure that it should fit in the camera screen so that I may not make mistake on that. So again I'll click on webcam. Now my webcam starts. I'll make sure that the giraffe image along with the legs is clearly visible, and I'll move out of my screen, and you can see record for 3 seconds. So now my hands are free as it is recording on its own. I'll go far, I'll go in, I'll just show the eye, and everything is done. Again, if I think it is just 65, I can record and I can just go in depth, and I'll go out I'll just go down and like this. So these are all the kinds of done for the another is done. Now you will feel that, ma'am, it's only for, we have done for one or two. Why don't we add more? Let's talk about another animal. Let's talk about an elephant over here. So here what am I going to do is I can add a class. There's an option there to add a class. Click on add a class, and here you can write the next animal as elephant. So this is very simple thing which everybody of us have. The kids are playing with this type of animal thing, or we have a textbook. We can just make a cutout of this animal. But you might have seen I've used the cutouts here. For giving exact data, these cutouts are being used instead of, rather than just showing it from a textbook. So now this cutout has all this particular elements, the shape of this, trunk shape and ear shape and all. So now again, I'm closing this, taking it as a close-up pic. You can see this, record for 3 seconds, and there we go. So in all the ways, again, I want few more, record 3 seconds, I'm going near. So it exactly recognize what I'm showing. So there we go. So these are our 3 samples which we've done. And now I have already created, I want this machine, particular machine, to identify lion, giraffe or elephant. So we have these 3 pictures with us. One is a lion, we have an elephant, and another one we have a giraffe. So I'll keep the 3 pictures with me, and there's the next option, train model. Let's train our model with the samples which we have given. So now it has started training. Anywhere else also, I'll make sure if I have some images on anyway, let's try that also. I haven't tried this, but let me try if I have somewhere else an elephant
Ma'am,
image.
how much time does it take to train? Like if we are doing in a classroom, like
Right now, on the spot, the model will be created. It will hardly take 5 minutes, depend on the number of data that you have taken. I have taken 150, 311, 116. So it will take time. You can see right now it's taking time to load the data. But if you have taken 50, 50, 50,
mm-hmm.
so at that time it may do it, because while I was experimenting this, it took me hardly 3 minutes to complete the data set. So right now, if you can see here, it shows me it's 0 out of 50, 0 out of 50. So based on the number of images we have taken, it takes a time. So by the time it is training the model, and yes, one more thing is, while it is training the model, it is clearly written here that you must leave this tab to open to train your model. We cannot switch over to the another tab. So what we can do is, we can start with this scanning of images part. Then you can explain the concept to the students. By the time you're talking about the theoretical concept, your trained model will be ready, and then you can show the live experiment. So that's how we can actually plan our project. So
Right.
it's all about, we have to be very planned. That's role, that is the role of an educator, true role of an educator, how we
But
plan.
ma'am, also from a computational perspective, any recommendation on how many GB RAM and all is needed?
Nothing is needed, it's totally on server. The things whatever we are doing right now, it's totally on server.
No, no, computers specification, your laptop's configuration, any recommendation?
As you can see, just a camera is needed, a camera which gets turned on and off. That's camera is needed. And you can see my model is already trained now. So now if I just go to this image, let's see what happens. Everybody can observe this right hand, and is it visible?
Yes,
The
ma'am, we can see you with the cutout. Yeah.
point. So suppose now you can see clearly, what does the model predict?
Hmm.
It's very interesting. 3 things were there: lion, giraffe, elephant. It's not even getting 1 point telling that it's a lion.
Hmm.
And now if I go to the next one, the giraffe one, imagine. So it is so confident, because see, this confidence is developed only for one reason, because I had a data set of more than 100. Now it's very confident. It knows all the shapes, all the angles. It knows about this, so it will never be there. Now here, if I put these 2 animals together, let's try it out. I'm not tried it, but let me try. So you can see, if I keep an elephant and this, so you can see that variation 50-50. It's getting confused between the two.
Right.
So 50-50. So that's half of the images of elephant and lion, like this.
Right. And if you don't put any cutout and only you are there, ma'am, then what happens?
They get totally confused. Let's try with this. So let's try with this one. You can see this.
Yeah.
Actually, it's trying to adapt with whatever features we have told. It happened with me. I was in the morning training, like taking out with real objects, tomato and lemon. So I'd worn a yellow dress, and when I sat in front of the screen, it was showing me lemon. Yeah, it is something like you, because it's a machine. That's what we say. It measures. You can see here how it's taking up elephant, because elephant is bigger in the picture.
Hmm.
Right?
Right.
So it's not necessary that then this machine will work only for the pictures which we have used. It may work out with any, and there is an option export model. We can click on export model, and here you can upload your shareable link to the server. As you said that if you don't have a space in our PC, or maybe the configuration is not good enough. So this particular JS file which is created, which we can upload our model to the Google link only, and we can download. We can even copy down this JavaScript from here. We can go to the p5.js, and we can do that, and even you can download it or upload your model, anything. So it's all upon us how we are going to use it. Model conversion type, Keras saved model, you can even download your model like this. So this was a very quick way we can integrate what we are planning to implement. And some children are very anxious or curious to develop something new, so that this type of model building on their own, this type of audio model can also be developed. Like for example, I'm speaking, my daughter is speaking, the third person is speaking, so it will actually hear whatever I'm speaking, and it will give me an idea about the voices coming in. So whether it's Krupali's voice, or it's Brianna's voice, or it's some other person's voice, so that voice, even if there is a background noise, it will detect. So that comes under this audio project. And post project I'm going to show with there are so many post project. Again, it can be done with, as I was talking about AI log, we can do the same thing here. Also, you can import. You just have to click on import and images from your computer. Matlab, you already have a data set, you don't have this cutout pictures. So download all these animals pictures from the Google file, and you use that particular images over there. You can take it from your camera again. You can create a data set, a ready-made data set is available for animals. Just pick it up from there. So anything you can do from there. Right now, I'm showing you with masked and unmasked example. I'm not sure, I've not practiced this, but let's try this out. I'll just access again. I'll have to give it an access to my camera. And do not worry about the access to the camera, because it is asking for access, because it will, if you select webcam, then only it will ask for access. Otherwise it won't. So now here I am putting up a mask on my face, and I'm clicking a picture. And that label, I'm going to give masked. Okay. So this is a mask picture from the left, from the right, and from the front. Now, still few more mask pictures we can try out, so that, because it's like, if somebody is wearing a black mask, then only it will predict. So this is how it is taking. And the third one we will try. The most common mask I've tried here. So machine does not get confused. Okay. So we have taken a look at the masked images, and we click on done. We have given it a label for masked. You can see the various types of mask model I've done. That is a white mask, a blue mask, a three-ply mask, and even I've used a cotton mask. So this is done. Now let me again import one more model into this with my camera without a mask. So this is, I'll give it a label unmasked. So now the label will change here. Right? I'm not wearing any mask. The front image, the left image, and the right image. Some I'm predicting that it is, but it requires, I think, minimum 10 or 12, five images. So I'll click on fine. So I'll click on done. So this is how you can unmasked and masked is done. Now we are going to train the model. So the model has already started training itself. Now it is showing masked, unmasked, and all. So right now you can see it is done. It's getting trained, and it will also not take more than 5 minutes to train the model. Whether you use Lob.ai to do it, or you use Teachable Machine. One is the Google version, and the another one is Microsoft version. So this was I'll just take some mask in my hand to have. Once it is getting trained, we can have. So by the time we can take queries, if any, because training of model is almost about to be over.
I think Taruna ma'am had a question.
Yeah, Taruna ma'am.
Taruna ma'am, are you there?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Krupali ma'am, this is a fantastic session going on. I just want to ask one question. In the previous activity, you have shown the cutout. If we show any other picture to that train model, will it be detected or not?
Yes, that will be similar to augmented reality model we create. In augmented reality model, we create a model based on a textbook picture or some other picture, and we train it. Once it is trained, when you scan any of the images of such thing, you will be able to see the 3D output of that. It's not necessary, but yes, that's what I kept on telling, that we need to make sure that we are giving the input. It should be from left, right, top, bottom, all the perspective, so that our machine does not get confused when it sees the same picture in a textbook. You might have seen that collage picture of animals when I was trying to scan. It
Yes.
happened that in the collage, it was not able to identify lion, but it was identifying elephant because it was a bigger size. So that is what we need to take care when we are training such models.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, so our model has got trained. Now let's click on play and check. Now you can see right now I have not weared mask. So let's see what output comes. On the left, it shows unmasked. Wearing the mask, and you can see it is masked. So I'll have to check that. It will take this as input. Now again, I'm unmasked. I'm moving towards the left side. You can see masked or unmasked. It's unmasked, right? So I'm wearing the mask again, the another type of mask, and it shows first. Yeah, you can see that. Fine. So this is the way we can train a model, whether we are masked, unmasked. This was a very simple, pretty example, which I tried now just on the spot. I have never experimented with. And you can see that 89% of your images, because, actually I didn't put a tick mark. You put a tick mark when it comes, so that here you will get the generate that 84% of your images are predicted correctly and 16% incorrectly. So here you will find out whether your data model was accurate or not. So yes, any questions after this? I think this is what I wanted to convey, that let's make AI interesting with the kind of data which is generated on the screen. So 4 of the things which I've shared, there are so many others. Okay, I'll just close those applications to be back on the screen. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. We didn't realize we are almost out of time. It was so interesting and spellbound that we were all just completely immersed in the activities.
I think our students will definitely love this when we'll start experimenting. They'll come up with more ideas and more of, if you give them such projects in AI. Like today, I've shown you something about animals. Tomorrow, you're going to bring about vegetables, or maybe the nutritious vegetables and fruits and foods. So we may get a lot of content and JSON file created, and then based on Python programming, if we integrated both of them, I think that would be amazing.
Right. Plus, I think apart from the activity, your passion and energy is also very infectious. So I think that's something which we are all taking away from this session as well, that we need to really be excited about it. Then only the students would love it, right? And I can really see you very passionate about
My message to all the educators over years, because when we get a recognition, people think that why national ICT awardee. So it's nothing difficult for you all to be the next national ICT awardee, because India wants more of innovative teachers like us who will bring about difference in the community. So my last message to all of you before we end up this session is, be creative in your classroom, be innovative, don't think about the results. Your kids are going to love you a lot, and that's your highest recognition which you're going to get out of your classroom. That's it.
Great. Yeah, that's why we're all in this profession, to really help shape the future generation. With this, we're out of time. Thank you so much, Krupali ma'am, once again. And I'm going to pass back to Manmohan ji for closing the session.
It was indeed a fruitful and interesting session. I once again thank Krupali ma'am for valuable and very interesting inputs, and all the other attendees of today's webinar. And of course, a big thank you to Karthik Sharma for his unmatched commitment to Mission AI. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks again, Krupali ma'am. Thanks everyone. No.